Hey guys, Archer here. We're gonna move that a little bit, just a tad. We're good? We're good. So, I'm gonna do a little bit of recording today, just doing several different videos. And there's a lot I want to talk about nerd-wise. Oh my gosh, a lot has happened. I still haven't seen Wonder Woman. I'm gonna get to that. But I've seen, since talking with you guys, I have seen the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Dead Man Tell No Tale, and I've seen Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, I'm sure everybody's in love with this movie. I am in love with this movie. There's so much to like. Are we all right here? Are we angled? Are we good? I should have figured that out whenever I first. Are you okay? You're a little slanted. Do you need to see a chiropractor? I probably do. There we go. Spider-Man Homecoming was just, ooh, gave me tinglies, shivers down my spine. But brilliant acting from Tom Holland, brilliant acting from, oh my gosh, from Michael Keaton. I am a huge Michael Keaton fan. I loved him in, as Batman. I loved him as Beetlejuice. I just loved him. Alright, no one's gonna get this. I loved him as Dogberry from Taming of the Shrew. He was in Taming of the Shrew. You just gotta find the right video of it. And not Taming of the Shrew. What was it? Much Ado About Nothing. He was in Much Ado About Nothing. Let's see. Spot on acting. Robert Downey Jr. Amazing as always. I like how small scale it was. It was a small scale story told from a very big, large scale point of view. Like, I like that we didn't have to see the whole Uncle Ben death. We didn't have to see the whole, oh, the spider bit me kind of thing, like settling into his powers. He's already settled into his powers, but he still has a lot to learn from them, especially with the suit. Like, the suit was a great way of, showing that he still has a lot to learn about himself and about being Spider-Man. I saw, spoilers, I saw the little bit, coming with the Vulture being Liz's father. I saw that coming, but I still thought it was really, really well done. Just the scene, like, where they're in the car making small talk, and there's this weird eye contact between Michael Keaton's character and Tom Holland's character. They're just looking at each other from the rear, like from the from the mirror. And Liz has absolutely no idea. She gets out of the car. Okay, Pumpkin, I just gotta talk to Petey real quick. And he just drops his father guard and says, you know what? I like you. You're a good kid. I like that my daughter's happy. I don't want to hurt you. Just stay out of my way, and we won't have problems. If you do, I'm gonna kill you. And then just sends Peter on his merry way. And the scene where just everything slows down and the music is kind of muffled, and Peter is just walking in with this like deer in headlight look, and then all of a sudden it kind of fast forwards to in time, and he goes up to Liz and he says, I can't do this, I'm so sorry, you deserve so much better, and he leaves. It was good. It was really, really good. It was very well done. You can see that happening in other movies, but just the way that I think the acting, and I think the way that the director had it done, it felt intense, I think. It felt very large scale and a small scale. Yeah, because there were no beams in the sky, there were no aliens. It's New York thugs. The Shocker. That was great. That was great. I want to see more of these villains, because the Spider-Man villains, I think, are what... The Spider-Man villains are what the DC Batman villain, or what the Batman villains are to the DC franchise. There we go. DC villains are, more notably the Batman villains, the Joker, the Penguin, Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and so on and so forth. But, in Spider-Man, it's the Vulture, it's Doc Ock, it's Hobgoblin, it's Green Goblin, it's Venom, it's Carnage. It's all from the Spider-Man world. It's all from the Spider-Man world. I don't quite remember, at the very, very end, I don't quite remember what someone said. I think it was someone on the G Club, whenever they did their podcast. Someone said that at the very end, the character who is in jail and goes to Vulture and says, "Hey, so you know who he is, right?" And Vulture's like, "If I knew, he wouldn't be alive," kind of thing. I think that was supposed to be Scorpion, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember. But I want to see so many more of these characters. I want to see so many more of the villains. And I want it to be more just kind of like in the comics, kind of like in the cartoon series, where it's just Peter Parker, facing bigger and bigger villains, and not Avenger scale villains, but just big enough for a 16-year-old boy to be like, "Oh crap!" Just I want to see that. I think everybody wants to see that. It was great. I know a lot of people are cool with MJ, who is played by Zendaya. I like it. I just don't really know. Because, I don't know, maybe it is the name thing that trips me up, that it's not Mary Jane, it's Michelle something. But she's just kind of this weird character. She's meant to be kind of the lone wolf, I guess, who is kind of, on the outside looking in on, Peter and Ned. And I just don't really know how that's going to be. I don't know if she's going to be just, the girl in the friend group, or if she's going to be a love interest, or if she's going to, have the hots for Peter, but Peter doesn't feel the same way. I wonder if Gwen Stacy is going to come into this. I wonder if there's going to be a love interest at all. I'm going to be okay with it if there's not. To be honest, I'm getting a little done with love interests in movies. I didn't used to be like that, guys. I really didn't. I used to look forward to love interest. But I feel like they're so one-dimensional. And you know what? We'll talk about that later. But it's a really good movie. Spider-Man Homecoming. Good movie. I feel like they finally have a really good cast that represents the characters. And I feel like they finally know what they want to do with Spider-Man. I feel like I need to talk to my friend Leo about this. I love Spider-Man. I loved Spider-Man before Spider-Man Homecoming. I loved the trilogy. I didn't care so much for The Amazing Spider-Man, but I like the Spider-Man trilogy. And I want to talk with my friend Leo again, who you saw in the very first Heroes 101, where we did talk about Spider-Man. I want to get his opinion on this. I want to know if, how much he liked it, or if, he saw any plot holes or anything. He's more qualified to talk about this movie than I am, other than I am ecstatic that we have Spider-Man in the Marvel universe, with these other characters. I feel like we can have Peter interact with these characters without making him part of the Avengers. And I'm very glad that they didn't do that. I'm very, very glad that they had him, turn that down and he can remain being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm very excited, guys. I'm very excited for this. That's my quick little thing about Spider-Man. I'll see you guys later.